Bonfires can be a wonderful way to spend time with family and friends during the fall season, but it's easy to forget that there are some risks involved. In honor of Fire Prevention Month, we're reminding you of some crucial safety tips that you definitely need to follow. Joining us now is Daniel Mesenburg, the Technical Training Manager at ServiceMaster Restore. Thank you, Daniel, for joining us.
Glad to be here.
So just right off the bat, what are some tips that people definitely need to keep in mind when doing these bonfires?
Well, the weather is perfect for a bonfire. Go out there and warm up and maybe roast some marshmallows. But really, you want to look at the placement of your bonfire, how close to a structure, overhanging branches from a tree. Also consider where the smoke's going to go. Is it going to go towards your house, or is it going to maybe even go into your air intakes that exchange air with the exterior of the home? So those are things to be important. And it's been a dry summer in many parts of the United States, so make sure that leaves or grass are not real dry, that you're going to catch on fire from any sparks.
Well, it's something you mentioned, Daniel. A lot of people do like to sit out and roast marshmallows, myself included. But if you have little kids running around, I have a son who likes to throw everything in the bonfire, and that can be risky too. What are the types of things that you definitely want to keep away from those flames?
Well, anything that has a flammability to it, we might have some leftover fireworks from the summer, so make sure those don't get there. Even dry leaves, grass, things like that could cause a flame up, which could then spread to other areas of your lawn. And sometimes children like to throw things into the fire and then retrieve them from the fire, which is not a good thing either, right? We're going to burn our hands or maybe even our feet if we're running around barefoot. So being aware that items that have been in the fire are also very hot and can cause damage.
Now, should something happen and a spark starts something a lot larger than, what are the best and most safe ways to put it out?
Well, first of all, you have to be careful that you aren't trying to be a fireman because we're not trained properly, right? Have water nearby when you're having a bonfire, a 2 or 3 gallon pail of water at least, or a garden hose as well. And if the fire starts to move in a way that you don't think you can control it or put it out immediately in that first 5 or 10 seconds, call 911, get professional help there. Don't try to fight the fire on your own.
This may sound kind of like a silly question, but are there certain types of food that are better than others to have over an open grill? Open flame, I mean?
Well, I don't know. I think that's personal preference. I like hot dogs and bratwurst, marshmallows, and making s'mores is always good for the kids, right? And I've seen people do chicken and everything else right on top of the fire in the backyard. So I think you can be creative with it. I'm sure there's lots of recipes out there on the internet that you can find to have some fun.
Now, something that you see a lot in the stores, especially around now, are certain logs that they say burn better, faster, longer. Is there any truth to that, or can people just pick up some of the debris around their own lawn to put in?
Well, I think if you want to be the recycling type, I think some of the wood around your home that is a tree that's fallen or something that's been cut up and dried, of course, dried is better, can burn in a fire. The stuff that you buy that starts fires generally is treated with a flammable product, which helps it burn better. And so you do have to be careful of those, because if that transfers to your hands and you light a match to light the log, you could potentially start your hands on fire or things like that. So there are some fire risks from that that we have to be aware of. I think the big thing is whatever you're going to burn, make sure it's enclosed, that it's not just out in the open, whether placing rocks around it or having a formal type of fire pit, so it doesn't have the ability to spread out from where you're trying to burn.
All right, Daniel, thank you so much. That's Daniel Mesenburg with ServiceMaster Restore. Thanks for joining us and for those awesome tips.